Hi, hello, my name is Gomer Joseph. I hope you've all been having a great day so far. Welcome back to another True Crime Tuesdays video. If you are new, I welcome you. Once again, shocker, I've been gone for a while, and I know I've been trying to stay consistent, but fortunately, certain things have been happening in my personal life, and I mean, since it's my personal life, I won't really spread it to the world on YouTube. So I just want to say, if you're a born again Christian and you do live a life of prayer, I could really appreciate your prayers right now as I'm trying to figure out how. Trying to figure out things to do with my life, okay? But other than that, I also want to go ahead and mention, if you don't know, or if you do know, I'll still mention it anyway. I do have a book series called Never As It Seems. It is a Christian suspense book series, and I have two out right now, Never As It Seems and Sins of the Mothers. You can get these books on Amazon, but since you're actually watching this video, you can actually get Never As It Seems for free, and that link will be in the description. Or if you want to actually support me, you can still get it on Amazon. Today, I'll be discussing the solved murder of Alexis Murphy. Like any of the cases I've covered, this is a pretty crazy case. It's truly a shame that Alexis's life was senselessly taken away from her. Not only that, but the family still has unanswered questions in regards to her death, and this is something you'll find out why later on in the video. Now, I encourage you all to do your own research with this case, not to just watch my video. So here we go. Alexis Murphy was born in June 5th, 1996 in Shipman, Virginia, to parents Troy Brown and Laura Murphy. Now, I'm not really too sure if she really had any siblings. I couldn't really find anything about that, but people have described Alexis as a bubbly individual. She was athletic and she played sports like volleyball. She made people smile, and she loved being on social media and just loved socializing. On August 3rd, 2013, 17-year-old Alexis was going to buy some hair extensions, and her mother Laura saw Alexis leave in a 2003 Nissan Maxima, which belonged to her dad. But the thing is that Laura never knew that this was going to be the last time she ever saw her baby girl. The next morning, Alexis's grandmother, who lived with the family, realized that Alexis never made it home the other night, which was unusual for Alexis to do. Since this was out of character for Alexis, her family decided to call the police to go look for her. Because Alexis had quite a good following on social media, her friends got the word out, which influenced people to help the cops search for her. Now, 3 days later, they found the vehicle Alexis was driving near a movie theater, but Alexis was still nowhere to be found. As the search for Alexis continued, police decided to look at the Liberty gas station, which was known as a hangout spot for the teens in the area. Eventually, it was shown on surveillance cameras that Alexis was there. What caught the cops' eyes was seeing a man with a tattoo on his neck. And this man was holding the door for Alexis to leave the gas station. After looking at the footage, the police pinged Alexis's phone and pretty much found the location that it was nearby, but the phone was located somewhere outside of this abandoned house. But police did spot a camouflage Suburban in this area, and this was actually the same one that the man at the gas station was seen driving. This leads to police getting in contact with a Randy Taylor, a man with a Daffy Duck tattoo on his neck. Why he has a tattoo of Daffy Duck on his neck, I have no idea. Maybe, Daffy Duck is his favorite Looney Tunes, and maybe he just grew up loving Looney Tunes, and he just had to have a permanent mark of Daffy Duck on his neck. But to each his own, I guess. Randy's camper is searched, and the police find a diamond nose piercing, a fingernail, and a piece of black hair on his pillow, which is kind of sketchy if you ask me. in order to get more evidence to connect Randy and Alexis by looking at more surveillance footage, this time this was footage from a McDonald's which was nearby the gas station. So, from the McDonald's footage after the two left, Alexis, for some reason, was following Randy's vehicle. When the evidence found um, at Randy's camper was looked at by a lab, it was shown that the DNA did in fact match Alexis's. Once police confronted Randy about this information, he admitted that he did see Alexis, but that she and a black man with dreadlocks came by his camper to get drugs. Then Alexis left with the man who had dreadlocks. Now, when it comes to Randy's story, so you mean to tell me that, you thought it was okay for a 17-year-old girl to be in a camper for drugs, being alone with two grown men, and for some reason to Randy, that didn't raise any eyebrows for him. Whew, okay. Randy states that this other man's name was Damian Bradley. And, of course, police looked into this Damian Bradley, but Damian denied meeting Randy and that he wasn't the last person with Alexis. The thing is that Damian was out of town with his father, and once again, it's not looking good for Randy. So the police arrest and charge the guy with Alexis's disappearance. Now, when Alexis's family gets word of this arrest and this charge, Taylor's name does stand out to those in Alexis's family because he worked at a used car lot where they bought a vehicle from the man. Now, Randy's reputation was not good. He was known to have made people uncomfortable by looking at people, come in and out of the gas station. Soon enough, the police looked into Taylor's camper again and discovered a bloody t-shirt which Randy wore at the gas station the day that Alexis disappeared. They also found, this bloody t-shirt with pretty much wrapping hair, like the best way to describe it is that the bloody t-shirt, they found it, and it was kind of like wrapped in a ball, but inside of that ball, when they were unwrapping it, they found hair extension and artificial eyelashes. Now, just remember, before Alexis disappeared, she planned on buying hair extensions. And looking back at the abandoned property where Alexis's phone was found, police discovered a notebook filled with porno pics of the daughter of one of Randy Taylor's co-workers, and that is completely nasty and disgusting, and I just have no other words for that. Despite all of the evidence against him, Taylor claimed that he was innocent. So soon enough, other girls in the area have been going missing, making police wonder if they did in fact get the right guy because they still need to find Alexis. Now, as for me, I don't know how they're really gonna wonder if Taylor was innocent or not because all of the evidence pointed towards him, but I mean, I can't tell what other people are thinking anyway, so. Later on, it was decided that Taylor would be charged with Alexis's murder, even though police didn't even find her body. Now, this goes to court, and Taylor is eventually found guilty and sentenced to life in prison for the death of Alexis Murphy. And I don't know, it really is such a shame. Not a shame that he was convicted, but a shame that, police and even people in Alexis's family had to come to this conclusion. I mean, I've heard, of course, with the bloody t-shirt, and I'm pretty sure they kind of had to put two and two together to pretty much believe that Alexis is no longer with us. But despite the conviction, police are still kind of shook because a little after Taylor's conviction, with Taylor still claiming innocence, it's discovered that a man named Jesse Matthew was responsible for the deaths of two missing females in the area. And remember, Taylor did say he saw Alexis with a black man with dreadlocks, but why would he, as for me, why would he say it's a completely different person though? Because Taylor at first was saying this is Damien, but this guy who's killing all these girls is named Jesse. Yet Alexis's family believes that Taylor is guilty for Alexis's murder. And just to be sure, police did some DNA matching with Matthew at Taylor's camper, and no DNA evidence connected Matthew to Alexis's disappearance and death. So after this is discovered, Taylor changes his story, how convenient, and states that he would tell police where Alexis is only if they drop his life sentence down to 20 years. And as I saw this, as I researched this, I was like thinking to myself, like, this dude is like a complete scumbag, really. Alexis's family made the choice to not accept the deal to make sure Taylor stays in prison for the rest of his life, but of course it breaks their heart that they can't bury Alexis properly because of it. Alexis had her entire life ahead of her. She was going to be a senior in high school. She had plans of going to college and starting a career afterward. Sadly, this monster decided to take her life, but for what? Like pleasure? Like, most of all, it's sick that he won't even tell the family where he buried her so that they could properly bury her. Like, they need that closure since they didn't really get to say goodbye to Alexis. And, my prayer is that God provides that knowledge to the family. But, I'm at peace knowing that God knows exactly where Alexis's body is. But, the family still needs, some sort of peace after all this. I just really pray that they can find out where Alexis was actually buried. I thank you all for taking the time in your day to watch this video. If you did like this video, please hit the like button. And if you do have any thoughts on this case, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. If you'd like to see more videos from me, feel free to subscribe and click the bell to be notified about the next video. If there's a certain true crime case that you would like me to cover, let me know. And as I'm, getting this video ready, I know that this week is Thanksgiving, so I hope that y'all have a happy Thanksgiving despite all of the craziness we're going through in this atmosphere. And I just really pray that y'all have a really great Thanksgiving as you possibly can. And I will see y'all for the next True Crime Tuesdays. I will talk to y'all later.